Dawson County Implement offers the same great implement lines and first-rate service and parts department. They offer the best loader anywhere, a heavy-duty, fast-attach Quaker loader. And you can save all those trips through the field with the extra capacity of the do-all spreader. It's big, rugged, and well-built. And they still have a few John Deere 420 rotary harrows and some new John Deere 35 and 38 4-H harvesters. Let Dawson County Implement at Willow Island serve your machinery needs. Formerly Gothenburg and Kozad Implement.
It's 8:15. The musical chime means again it's time for Monogram Money. We'll spin the Monogram Money wheel for 3 letters. If they're your correct initials, the order we give them, phone 324-5454. In Lexington, the jackpot today is $13. All Lexington, Overton, and Elwood calls allowed 1 minute. Long-distance calls can be collected and have 5 minutes. Here we go with Monogram Money. The first initial is an M. M as in Mary. Initial number 2, a W, as in Willie or Wilma. M-W so far. Third and final initial is an O, as in Opal. M-W-O are the initials. The time limit starts right there. All Lexington, Overton, and Elwood calls allowed 1 minute. Long-distance calls can be collected and have 5 minutes. If the initials M as in Mary, W as in Wilma, O as in Opal are yours, phone 324-5454 in Lexington. Win $13 today on Monogram Money. 71 on the weather tower. It's 16 past 8 o'clock, and it's, what is this? Here's the AAA fuel gauge report this morning.
Good morning. This is Joyce at the Cornhusker Motor Club in Omaha, bringing you the first in a weekly series of reports on gasoline supplies in Nebraska and surrounding states. We bring this to you as a service to those vacation-bound motorists who may be concerned about fuel shortages. In Nebraska, we have contacted 32 stations along 2 major east-west highways and 4 major north-south highways. Of these stations, 18 say they are operating normally. 14 have curtailed hours, including 7 that no longer are open on Sundays. 4 of the stations were out of diesel fuel, and 1 reported there is no diesel along US 81 from the Kansas border to I-80. Highest prices quoted were $47.9 for Ethel and $43.9 for regular at a DX station in Aurora, a Scully station in Bassett, a Standard in Neely, a Phillips in McCook, and a Conoco in Kearney. Scully stations seem to be suffering the largest cutbacks in gasoline allotments. Operations along I-80 seem generally normal, except at a Phillips station in Grand Island, where they are limiting purchases to $5. And at Ogallala, where a Texaco station has gone from 24-hour service to daylight hours only. Along US 30 in western Nebraska, some stations are limiting hours and purchases to 10 gallons. Along US 20 across the northern part of the state, operations are normal, except at Bassett, where they are out of Ethel and limiting hours plus closing on Sunday. Along US 275 up through Norfolk, Conoco and Standard stations are limiting hours as they are along State 2 to the Sandhills. The picture on US 26 up through Scotts Bluff is good, with only a few stations not operating normally. Generally, the greatest shortages seem to be in an area covered by the eastern Sandhills and into northeast Nebraska. The gasoline outlook for the next week is varied. Some stations have been cut as much as 60% of their supply of a year ago, while others have indicated they will receive an increase of as much as 4%. Generally, the picture in Nebraska is a little better than it was a week ago, mainly because it is early in the month and new allotments have just been received. In Minnesota, nearly 45% of the stations are limiting hours, but no shortages of severe nature have been noted. Prices are generally lower there than Nebraska. Most stations are getting 100% of last year's allotment, but some have been cut 20%, mainly Scully and Phillips stations. In Iowa, 75% of the stations are offering normal operations. No problems have cropped up along I-80. In South Dakota, no severe shortages, especially in the Vital Black Hills area where the vacation season is just getting underway. Some stations are limiting hours and purchases to 10 gallons. In Colorado, only 5 of 15 stations contacted were under normal operations, but only 2 were rationing gas. The Colorado AAA Club says reports of shortages in mountain vacation areas have been greatly exaggerated. Wyoming is in good shape with 18 of 20 stations contacted under normal operations and only 1 rationing. We have no report on Missouri, but we'll have by next week. 60% of Kansas stations are operating normally, but 40% have cut back on hours, and there is some limited rationing along the turnpike especially. Nationwide, the southeast and northwest seem to have the most severe shortages. However, such favorite vacation areas as Yellowstone, Yosemite, Smoky Mountains, and Mesa Verde expect to have adequate gasoline supplies. This is all for this week, but until next Friday, here's a vacation fuel saving tip. Start your driving day early when it is cool. This way you can avoid using your car air conditioner, which is a big fuel user.
Now, I could talk about a lot of things with all that is going on. Well, I could talk about the birds and the bees, or I could even sing a little song. But with these rhyming words, what I'd really like to say is open a savings plan at Home Federal Savings of Lexington and have a happy day.
Saving is a family affair, and it really pays off when it comes time to buy that new car, new home, send the kids to college, or retire. Stop by Home Federal Savings and Loan Association in Lexington today, where they can offer you a savings formula to fit your particular saving goal. Let Home Federal show you a savings chart for weekly or monthly savings and help you figure out the best formula for building your nest egg. Start your savings account today at Home Federal Savings and Loan Association in Lexington.
For money to build or buy a home, see Home Federal Savings and Loan. Lexington, an equal housing lender.
Branch office at Kearney.
And talk to a girl in a bar. She sings